Ladies and gents, welcome back your lovely faces to a brand new video here on the channel. If you live in the UK, then you all know about the TV license that the BBC, the British Broadcasting Company, whatever you want to call them, I got another name for them, but we can't use it here on YouTube. Well, the TV license goes to them. And recently there's been a few murmurs, and people are actually asking now the government regarding the TV license and everything else, because the BBC, they want that to extend to online platforms such as Netflix, Amazon Prime, YouTube here on this platform, where if you live in the UK, if you would like to watch me, you would have to pay the TV license. That is what they want, because they want a bit of extra money. Well, we've now got this. This was actually the other day, and Netflix and Amazon Prime subscribers could be forced to pay TV license fee. Culture Secretary Lisa Nandy has refused to rule out the possibility of making streamers pay the annual £180 fee. But before we get into this, guys, if you could just like and subscribe, it would be great. It would help the channel out, and it will actually push this video out to more people, because we can't allow something like this to happen. In the UK, you will see a lot of people, and it wouldn't surprise me if the entirety of the UK was pulled on the TV license. Everyone would want it gone. Everyone would want it scrapped. Just because the BBC, they're saying that, oh, we need our independence. This is why we do this. The BBC also own, here in the UK, you got like Dave, Gold, all these other things, where they actually show all their older TV shows. And they got advertising. So surely I shouldn't have to pay for that as well if you're getting the TV license. But that's another whole story for another video. But going back to this by here. So Culture Secretary Lisa Nandy has declined to rule out the possibility of making Netflix and Amazon Prime subscribers pay the BBC license fee. Because the way the BBC have gone, a lot of things has gone on regarding live TV, sporting events and the like, where they're like, if you're watching live TV in the UK, I want my money. But it's not on your channel. I don't care, you pay me. That is what it's come down to, and it's absolutely just mind-blowing, it really is. But getting back to the article, that while Miss Nandy rejected proposals for funding the BBC through a levy on streamers or direct taxation, she stopped short of confirming the license fee would not be extended to include the platforms. Now that can actually make you think of other things. Well, where's this taxation going to go then? If she's saying that, oh, I'm not going to confirm it or anything else, but we may look back at it, which is very, very scary. The development comes as the BBC attempts to make £500 million in savings over 2 years, with plans for significant job cuts and the axing of radio shows. Maybe get rid of some of the TV programs that they make, because they are absolutely just crap. They really are, And I know a lot of people still watch like TV soaps and all this kind of stuff, but you do not need to have all these soaps on every single day or every other day or whatever. There's so many things the BBC could do to get this. And to be honest with you, it's only BBC 1 and 2 that do not have ads in between. Well, they do. They show their own products, their own shows coming, or this is happening. If the BBC went to the kind of way of ITV, Channel 4, Channel 5, and all the other ones on Sky TV and cable, where there's advertising in between shows, people would actually do more for it. They really would. In May of this year, The Times reported that streaming subscribers might be forced to pay the TV license fee to safeguard the future of the corporation. No one wants the BBC. The BBC, at this moment in time, they are being sued by a multitude of people. Donald Trump is suing them, obviously, because they lied and they cut up video of him, which, for a BBC, for a news organisation where they're like, we're the, bread and butter, we're the strong pillar. No, they're not. The BBC are some of the worst people going. They're journalists they have working for them lie through their teeth. Well, to be honest with you, that's all journalists. But no one likes the BBC because they have covered up so many horrible and disgraceful things in this country. I'm still surprised they're going around. I really am. But they are going saying that the government was wary of moving towards a model funded by advertising or subscription. The BBC is predominantly funded through the licence fee, which rose earlier this year to £180 annually. It has faced increasing pressure over recent years as it faces competition from streaming giants like Netflix and Disney+, subscription services where people actually want to watch their shows. The corporation has previously suggested the licence fee could be cut if more people pay the annual fee. No. Reporting that 94% of adults use the service every month, while only 80% of households pay. Miss Nandy's comments came in response to Tory MP Bradley Thomas, who asked her to rule out extending the licence fee to streaming services. And this is what she had to say. "We have been very careful not to get drawn into speculation about the future funding arrangements for the BBC, except to say that we have ruled out a levy on streamers, and we have also ruled out taxation going to fund the BBC because of the need for the BBC to retain its independence." Which, for that by there, that we've ruled out a levy on streamers, where is that going to go? Which other part of the UK are they now going to tax a little bit more? Because the way that the UK government has been going around throwing extra taxes on things, extra money that people have to pay for services they do not use. That is it. Which is absolutely just mind-blowing that, again, in this country, if you do not use a service, why should people pay for it? Why? There's so many things that the UK government could do, but no, they want to keep building their moats on their homes. They want to keep building and getting all the free stuff that they can, and then use taxpayers' money to fund their furniture, to decorate their houses and everything else, which we have seen over the last couple of years. But she also added that she looks forward to debating the issue in the Commons when it comes up during the charter renewal process. In April, she recommitted to giving the BBC a permanent charter, promising the current review would be the last of its kind. Yeah, it's not going to go well. And as you can see, the document currently has to be renewed roughly every 10 years and is set to end in December 2027. The charter sets out the arrangement for the governance of the corporation, as well as recognising its editorial independence, and sets out its public obligations. Department for Culture, Media and Sport were contacted for comment, and they never got back. There's so many things in this country that people do not want to pay, and this is one. If you do not watch the BBC, why should I have to pay for them? Why? That's one of the things. It's a bit like how in this country you've had BT Sport or TNT Sport, whatever they're called now, that for the UEFA Champions League, for every single year, for the last couple of years, they've had the contract, and if you want to watch it, you had to pay £30 a month just to watch these football games. And then they would have the Champions League final. More than likely, well, I've seen it in pubs and everything else where it's been free of charge on that channel. This year, they decided if you want to watch the UEFA Champions League final, you have to pay £4.99. Why? And the government were fine with it because they were getting a bit of that money. So going forward, I can really see this just being another tax on the people of the UK, and it's absolutely mind-blowing. And with them saying, 94% of the people we polled watch it, which is probably the older generation. At this moment in time, people around my age and younger, we're not watching BBC or ITV or any of these channels anymore. We get all of our info from social media, YouTube, Amazon, if we watch a program on there, Netflix, Disney, or other means to watch those shows. No one watches these channels in the UK anymore unless you're from the age of 50 and up, because that's what they grew up on. They're not going with the times. My parents, perfect example. My father's 67 this year, my mother is 63, and some of the things that they watch, everyone, well, you know, again, not everyone, but people my age are like, why are you watching that? You know, it's you've seen it, you know, it's like you've seen it before and it's just a rerun. And just the way that some of the programs are made here in the UK and the way the BBC, they've tried to get a monopoly on it, it's not going to go well. It's really not. But guys, let us know what you think about this down below. Like and subscribe so we can get this video out there, show other people that the BBC cannot get away with this. They need more people to be like, no, screw you, I'm not paying. And hopefully, going forward, we can find something that will benefit everyone. Like and subscribe, guys. As always, my name is Dan. Take care. Get this video out there, and I will see you in the next video.